Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news is happening along I-94 in Van Buren Township, where state police have the westbound lanes shut down near Haggerty. State police say a driver hit an object in the middle of the freeway. After arriving on scene, troopers discovered the object was a woman's body and that the body was hit multiple times. So far, police have not identified the woman, with the westbound lane still shut down as the investigation continues.
We are also following breaking news on Detroit's west side, where one person is dead, 2 others hurt after shots are fired in the area of Rutherford and Curtis. We are working to learn more on what led to the shooting, so keep it here and click on Detroit for further updates.
Also topping our news tonight, the minimum wage fight in court today, a debate that will ultimately decide whether wages in Michigan go above $13 in less than a month. The Michigan Appeals Court hearing the case today, which is also putting an end to the tipped minimum wage as it stands right now.
But the issue isn't whether the higher wage is good or bad. As Mara McDonald is live downtown tonight to take a closer look at this. Mara, it really centers on a procedural issue.
Devin, that's exactly right. Everybody remembers here back in 2018, there was a big petition drive to put an increased minimum wage on the ballot here in Michigan. Got a lot of signatures. Well, the Michigan legislature has the ability to pass it into law before it ever goes on the ballot. That's exactly what the legislature did. But it did something else as well. It changed the language. Is that permissible? Currently, a court of claims judge says no. The legislature overstepped its authority when it adopted a petition aimed at increasing Michigan's minimum wage, but then changed the language. The petition called for an immediate increase in the minimum wage to more than $13 an hour and raised the tipped minimum wage to $11.73 an hour. The legislature opted to slowly phase in an increase by 2030 and keep the tipped minimum wage as is. The group Mothering Justice is fighting to have the original language take effect now.
We're just happy that we had our day in court today, and we're pleased that they were able to sit with us and talk with us and understand our side.
But advocacy groups for the restaurant industry say this is a crusher, and some workers are concerned it will kill their tip income, where they make way more than that bumped up tipped minimum wage.
I can work at the bar at night, and that's how I pay my rent, that's how I pay for my car, that's how I pay for gas, groceries, all of those things.
Gabby's in school to be a PA. She does clinic hours during the day, but it's her bartending that's paying the bills right now. Money she thinks will evaporate.
I personally would have to completely change my career path and the educational timeline that I've had laid out for years, because I wouldn't be making enough to support myself through school.
Back here live. So right now, what to expect? Well, expect the Court of Appeals to make some sort of decision on this before February, but also don't expect that to be the end of it all. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up in the lap of the Michigan Supreme Court. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Continue to follow it, Mara. Thank you. The Oxford School Board names a new interim superintendent.
Board voting 6-0 to approve the contract of Vicki Markovich, who will serve as interim superintendent for no more than 6 months as part of the district's 3-year recovery plan. Markovich has previously served as the superintendent of Oakland Schools Intermediate District. Her appointment comes just a few weeks after Ken Weaver's resignation. Last month, he cited health issues as the reason for stepping down.
City of Detroit launching a big overhaul of its car towing system. The city has given contracts to 7 companies that start next Monday. It comes after a series of corruption cases with several city officials and police officers convicted of crimes. An automated software system will determine which company receives towing requests. Each company gets a turn, and any favoritism will be flagged. Mayor Mike Duggan says there's also relief for some drivers who have their cars stolen.
If you have a hardship case, you don't have insurance covering your auto theft, we will waive the storage fees. So whether you live here or whether you're a visitor here, if your car is stolen in Detroit, you will no longer have to pay out of pocket in order to get it back. These are the kinds of things that that every city should expect. They're the kinds of things the people of Detroit deserve.
And vehicle owners can track their vehicle's status by visiting findmytowedcar.org.
Prosecutors responding to an effort by James and Jennifer Crumbley to be let out on bond. In a court filing, the Crumbleys say they have a friend who is willing to take them in should they be released. Prosecutors object, saying the Sanilac County friend, referred to as BJ, has a checkered past. Filing references a harassment complaint filed in May, in which BJ allegedly lied about being transgender to enter a woman's locker room and make threatening statements. He was not charged in that case. Prosecution also says BJ is a CPL holder, and that would violate the Crumbleys' bond conditions that prohibit them from accessing weapons. Crumbleys are charged with involuntary manslaughter, of course, in connection with their son's killing spree at the school. They're still being held on $500,000 bond. President Biden signing a bill this afternoon creating federal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages.
It's called the Respect for Marriage Act, and it passed Congress with some bipartisan support. The bill ensures the federal government recognizes marriages and guarantees full benefits regardless of a couple's sex, race, ethnicity, or national origin.
Today's a good day. A day America takes a vital step toward equality, toward liberty and justice, not just for some, but for everyone. Everyone.
The bill does not require states to issue marriage licenses that go against their state laws. The bill was set in motion after Democratic leaders expressed concerns about the future of same-sex marriages following the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Well, all of Michigan has been behind him, and Braden Lape delivered with a memorable performance, sharing the stage with Blake Shelton.
Trying to be somebody, just wanna be heard and sing, chasing that neon rainbow, living that honky-tonk dream.
Living that honky-tonk dream. While Braden did not win tonight, he gained a ton of fans all across the country. Gina Kim is live at Universal Studios in Los Angeles. What a memorable finale it was overall, but what a great run this was for Braden.
Oh, yeah, Devin and Kimberly, nobody is feeling sorry for Braden tonight, including Braden himself. You know, I've been talking to him on the red carpet over the past couple of days, and he's like, no matter what happens, I've already won. A 16-year-old got to do this? Oh, my gosh. And we all know that this is just the beginning of his amazing career ahead of him. And then, of course, he's just so cute, and he's now a teenage heartthrob, and he's been on the national stage. So no violence for him, but we knew that Blake had a huge, odds going in. And then we also knew that country had huge odds going in, and sure enough, the winner was Bryce Leatherwood of Georgia, a man that Blake made fun of by saying it don't get no countryer than Blake Leatherwood. Yes, that guy. And so, yes, Team Blake, for the 9th time in The Voice history, has won yet again. And Bryce Leatherwood now gets $100,000 and a 1-year contract with Universal Music Group.
Great, Gina. Blake he's just a power in the whole thing.
Really
There's no
is.
doubt about it. But it was a really entertaining season. Thanks for taking us through it, Gina.
Thanks, Gina.